look at Kansas State and their prospects first up, Russ? Who do you got?
Well, firstly, I got to start, regardless of who the best one is, you have to start with Cody Stufflebean. I mean, is there a better name in college football than that? I mean, he's not a highly regarded prospect. He's not a guy that NFL teams are saying is a day 1 or 2 guy, but he's a really competitive defensive end, plays like his hair's on fire. And he, along with their nose tackle, Damian Ialo, who's sort of that traditional undersized guy at just over 6 feet, 300 pounds, they have done a good job of helping that defensive line, like sort of control things. They're not a dominant line, but those 2 players have been really good for them, helping that defense at least be able to hang in there. And to me, the big thing I look at for them is their offensive line. Their right tackle, I'm not even going to try to get his last name right. It's going to be a disaster. Andrew Lande, who actually played guard primarily, and this year ends up at right tackle. Really a good football player, fundamentally sound. I'm not sure athletically if he's got what you want. And this is the other thing, and something that you and I have talked about. He's a tackle, former guard, 30 and a quarter arms.
Yeah.
You know, NFL teams, they're already scared of guys with short arms at tackle. That might even be so short at guard that
he might have to kick in and play center.
Yeah, and that's a hard, you and I know. I mean, making that transition at any point to center is hard because of the challenges if you haven't done it before. So he's a good football player. I'm not sure where the future is for him, if there is one at the NFL. He might actually be a guy that a CFL team looks at and says, this guy's got a chance. Their center, Sam Hecht, I mean, he's sort of what you're looking for as a guy that could make the jump. 6'4", just under 300 pounds. Really smart, always in the right position, does a good job of playing within his limits. He's not an elite athlete, but he plays right up to the level of his athleticism by staying under control, keeping his feet underneath him, not leaning and reaching all the time. And then the guard next to him, Taylor Pointer, not a guy that's getting a lot of NFL attention, wasn't even on the lists when the fall started. But this is a kid that's just about 6'2.5", 6'3", 300 pounds, a good, tough, competitive guy along the lines of a lot of the Kansas State interior offensive linemen over the years. Very smart, very physical, gets a little out of control at times. But I think that offensive line for Kansas State is going to be the key today. They've got a very good receiver in Jerron Bradley, over 6'4", over 220 pounds. He's not a blazer, but he's got a little bit of juice. He's got a little bit of burst in him. He makes plays, and in today's NFL, where bigger receivers can really not only are accentuated, but can really make a difference because there's so many receivers out there. This is a kid that's got a chance to play at the next level. I think he's a guy that, if things go well in the postseason, he could be a guy that pushes to get into the 3rd round. He's an intriguing kid, big, long kid. I want to see how he does sort of the back half of his final season.
Yeah, big frame, lengthy wideout, 6'4", 222 pounds, that Jerron Bradley, and that's a very good look at the senior prospects. Also, they got a junior wideout in Jace Brown, who winded up on the East-West Shrine Bowl preseason watch list. 6 foot, 179 pounds, expected to test extremely fast, Russ. One thing watching Jace Brown, a little bit of the dropsies tend to pop up every now and then. So other than that, good route runner, top-notch speed, great production, probably the go-to target there for Avery Johnson, who I'll get to in a moment. But I got to talk about VJ Payne, another lengthy player, 6'3", 210 pounds on the back end of that defense. Defender, a little bit, ways to go in the pass coverage, but he's very aggressive in the box, comes up, stuffs the run. Major leader on this team, big time voice in that secondary, likes to call out the pre-snap assignments. And then Austin Romaine, again, a junior linebacker, 6'1" and 6'8", 245 pounds. He's not going to test through the roof. He's not going to wow you with the athleticism, but this is like a coach on the field. He's a 3-year starter, top-notch instincts. I watched this guy running around sideline to sideline. His range is incredible. His smarts, his football IQ. I mean, the coach relies upon him to really be that leader as a coach on the field. And, the physicality, the experience, the toughness, Austin Romaine, and I don't think he's going to come out in this year's draft, but I do believe he's going to be a draftable prospect when he does declare. And a lot of these big time thumpers, 245-pound linebackers, they don't really exist like they once did at the
Yeah.
National Football League level. But he's just too good to keep off of the field. And you're going to see him make plays all game long. And then Avery Johnson, the quarterback, there was a lot of love for him coming into the season in terms of what he could develop and become, but I just haven't seen it, Russ. He's 6'2", 200 pounds, obviously very athletic, elusive in the pocket, can extend plays, bulked up 12 pounds this offseason. But to me, he's just a one-read quarterback. And if that first read isn't there, he's looking to tuck and run. So Avery Johnson, he has all the tools in the toolbox, adequate size, good arm strength, exceptional athleticism. Just needs to learn to progress through his reads and develop a little bit more in that aspect. Russ, any thoughts on Avery Johnson or any of the guys that I just mentioned?
Well, firstly, you mentioned Avery Johnson 100%. I think this is a guy that you can look at and say, is it potential? Could it improve? Because when he sees it, he makes some nice throws. He's got some skills. As you mentioned, elite athlete. So NFL teams now would love that as a side to the passing skill. You want that guy who can affect games and create. But he's got to show he can do it, go through progressions, find that read at the last second, make a quick throw. That's what I want to see.